Today we're taking a look at the Selkirk Labs Project Boomstik. This is an exciting one for me because the Selkirk Power Air was actually my first real pickleball paddle and one of the first reviews that I did. At the time, the Power Air and the Lab 002 really revolutionized what power and pop could look like in pickleball. But I think it'd be fair to say that since then, Selkirk has struggled to keep up with the rest of the quickly evolving paddle industry. But that all changes with Project Boomstik. So let's take a quick look at the tech and specs on what makes this, in my opinion, Selkirk's best paddle yet. So the first thing is what Selkirk calls their Boom Core, which is a EPP pure foam core surrounded by an EVA foam power ring. This core construction gives these paddles a unique feel and is designed to give big power with a big sweet spot and zero durability concerns or break-in. The Boomstik will be available in the same two shapes as the SLK Era, which not only are Selkirk's best shapes in my opinion, but also two of my favorite shapes across the entire paddle industry. Unfortunately at this time I only have the wide body version available to review, but hopefully I'll get my hands on the elongated soon. Moving on to the next bit of tech, we have the MOI or Moment of Inertia tuning system. These are effectively permanent tuning weights that weigh 7.5 grams each, and they're designed to maximize stability and sweet spot right out of the box without the need of additional customization. I will also note that these aren't really designed to be removed, and doing so could result in damage. Lastly, arguably the biggest and most important feature is the addition of the Infinigrit surface, which Selkirk claims to be 3 times more durable than traditional raw carbon fiber peel ply texture. Alright, with all of the tech covered, let's quickly look at the stats, which I think are particularly impressive with the Boomstik. So first, I mentioned that these come in their two great new shapes, which is their elongated and wide body shapes. But the big thing about both of these new shapes is their long handles, which Selkirk has listed at 5.8 inches on the elongated and 5.6 on the wide body. But I found that it plays a little bit longer than the listed length, and they do feel great. The other big note for the specs on these paddles is their relatively low swing weights paired with the very high twist weights. With an average swing weight of 118 and average twist weight of 7 on the elongated, and an average swing weight of 112 and an average twist weight of 8 on the wide body. But to do that, these MOI tuning weights did bring the average static weight up to 8.2 ounces. Lastly, since these are Labs products, they do retail for $333, but you can use discount code INF-Scooter to get a digital gift card to use towards your next Selkirk purchase. And before we get into how these paddles play, if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, it really does help make reviews like this possible. Alright, so all of that sounds good on paper, but how do they play? Well, the first word that I would use to describe these paddles is fun. They lean into an aggressive play style with tons of pop and power for serves, drives, counters, and they have a sound to match. And I would definitely put that power up near the top of the list for overall firepower, and the power that it has definitely feels a bit more linear than most power paddles of this level. But the real standout feature here is how much pop they have. The face feels very stiff and responsive, and the ball comes off in a very fast and reactive way, similar to paddles like the 002 and Power Air. But the foam core softens up the feel and takes away a lot of the harsher feelings associated with stiffer paddles, giving the Boomstik a really unique feel. They feel aggressive, they sound aggressive, and that combo makes for a very fun paddle for people who like to play fast and hard. But the sweet spot and forgiveness that the Boom Core and MOI system provide, paired with the more linear power curve, makes these easier to control than other paddles with this much power. Now, it probably will still take time to dial these paddles in because of their extreme level of pop, but I did find that I adapted quicker than I have with other power paddles. I also wasn't sure what to expect from the Infinigrit surface, but I've actually been really surprised and pleased with the amount of spin that I've been able to generate with these. And if that spin can last 3 times longer than a normal peel ply surface, then I think that alone could make an argument for these being worth the price. But to add to that, Selkirk is also giving these paddles a lifetime warranty. And that, paired with top tier performance, a durable foam core construction, and the Infinigrit surface, certainly adds up to make a case for that high price tag. But to wrap things up, I wanted to give you guys a quick list of pros and cons. And the first pro is definitely just the way this paddle plays. That top tier power and pop with a more linear power curve, paired with the feel and forgiveness from the boom core, makes this easily one of my favorite playing paddles. The next pro is the durability and warranty. As I mentioned, the way these are constructed gets rid of the concern of break-in and core crush. And that, paired with the Infinigrit surface, makes a strong case for these being the most durable paddles on the market. And they have a warranty to back it up. And lastly, they play great right out of the box. These paddles are very well balanced with manageable swing weights and very high twist weights, without the need of any additional customization thanks to the MOI tuning system. But on the note of customization, that's also kind of my main con with this paddle. While that MOI tuning system provides a great experience right out of the box, it also greatly limits your ability to customize since they aren't designed to be removed. While that's not a deal breaker for the grand majority of pickleball players, I know it will be a deal breaker for some. And then of course, there's the price. While I think that the Boomstik offers a lot that can help justify the $333 price tag, there's no getting around the fact that that's a lot of money for a pickleball paddle. Overall, I think that the Boomstik is an elite paddle with top tier playability. It's just such a fun paddle, and it's hard not to love it. This has easily become one of, if not my favorite release of the year so far, and it will probably be my main paddle for the foreseeable future. As always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments, and stay tuned, I have more reviews coming soon.